What do you think about investing in cryptocurrencies? Welcome to another Wernicke video. In this video, we're going to talk about what we think about investing in cryptocurrencies so we can improve our English and English vocabulary. This is not a video on investment and financial literacy. This is just teaching you English vocabulary. Let's get started. We're going to use this question and learn some words. The question is, what do you think about investing in cryptocurrencies? Before answering the question, let's learn a few words. The first word is volatile. Volatile, if something is volatile, it means it is prone to rapid and unpredictable changes, especially in price. So if something changes in price a lot, like goes up, down very much, it fluctuates, it's volatile. It's not stable. It's the opposite for the word stable. That's the first word. And another word we can learn is willing to. Willing to means you are prepared to do something. If you're willing to do something, it means you are okay with it, you're prepared to do it. For example, investors should only invest in cryptocurrencies if they're willing to accept high levels of risk. If you're willing to accept high levels of risk, you can invest in cryptocurrencies. So let's remember those two words: volatile, which means not stable, and willing to means to be okay with something. Now, I want you to pause the video at this point and answer this question. What do you think about investing in cryptocurrencies? Use those two words in your response, and this can help you improve your vocabulary and your speaking. I imagine you've already done this, and now I'm going to read the response. Investing in cryptocurrencies can be exciting, but also risky. The market is highly volatile, meaning prices can change quickly. While some people have made a lot of money, others have lost their investments. It's important to do thorough research and only invest if you are willing to use. I'm going to read the last sentence one more time. It's important to do thorough research and only invest what you're willing to lose. It means don't invest the money that you are not willing to lose. You need to be okay with the possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just the possibility that you might lose your money. You need to be willing to lose. All right, I'm going to read the response part by part, and we're going to learn some vocabulary here. Investing in cryptocurrencies can be exciting, but also risky. This is simple. The market is highly volatile. As we know, the word volatile means prone to rapid and unpredictable changes, especially in price. For example, the cryptocurrency market is highly volatile, meaning prices can change quickly. While some people have made a lot of money, others have lost their investments. So you can make money, you can lose your investment, either way. It's important to do thorough research. This is an interesting word, thorough. Thorough means complete. Thorough means complete. Thorough research means detailed and complete investigation. For example, thorough research is essential before investing in cryptocurrencies, obviously. And only invest what you're willing to lose. If you're willing to do something, it means you're okay with it. You're prepared to do it. Okay, that's the first response that we had. Now for our next response, we can learn two words. We can learn the word groundbreaking. Groundbreaking. Groundbreaking is innovative and pioneering. You can think about how cryptocurrencies are a groundbreaking innovation. And the other word is a double-edged sword. A double-edged sword is something that has both positive and negative aspects. It can help you or kill you. It's a double-edged sword. So let's review. Groundbreaking, something that's amazing, something that is innovative and pioneering, and double-edged sword. Again, to improve your speaking, I would encourage you to pause the video and use these two words to answer the question of what you think about investing in cryptocurrencies. Now I'm going to read the response. Cryptocurrencies represent a groundbreaking innovation in the financial world, offering decentralized and borderless transactions. However, their speculative nature makes them a double-edged sword. While there is potential for enormous gains, A lack of regulation and high volatility pose significant risks for investors. So it says, it's amazing. It's borderless, like it's decentralized. No one has control over it. It's amazing, but it can be a double-edged sword because it's not a tangible asset. It has a speculative nature, which means it can be highly volatile and it can pose risk for investors. All right, now I'm going to read it part by part. Cryptocurrencies represent a groundbreaking innovation in the financial world. As we said before, groundbreaking is innovative and pioneering. For example, cryptocurrencies are considered a groundbreaking development in finance, offering decentralized and borderless transactions. Decentralized means not controlled by a central authority. No authority, no central bank, no government controls this fully. So this is decentralized. For example, Bitcoin is a decentralized currency. Okay, and borderless transactions. Borderless transaction is obvious. It means financial exchanges that are not limited by national boundaries. For example, cryptocurrencies enable borderless transactions across the globe. All right. However, okay, now we talk about the flip side of the coin. However, their speculative nature. Speculative nature means involving high risk and the possibility of large gains or losses. Investing in cryptocurrencies is known for its speculative nature. Their speculative nature makes them a double-edged sword. We talked about this. A double-edged sword is something that has both positive and negative aspects. For example, the rapid growth of cryptocurrencies is a double-edged sword. Let's continue. While there's potential for enormous gains means extremely large profits. You can make a lot of profit. It has the potential for enormous gains. For example, some early investors in Bitcoin have seen enormous gains due to its rapid increase in value, obviously. The lack of regulation and high volatility pose significant risk for investors. So we have the word volatility. Volatility is the noun form of the adjective volatile. Volatile, which means unstable. The noun form is volatility. For example, first the meaning. Volatility, the meaning is the degree of variation in price and or value over time. The degree of variation of price over time is volatility. For example, high volatility in the cryptocurrency market can lead to large gains or losses. So you can have large gains, you can have large losses because it's highly volatile or because of its high volatility. Consider these two collocations: high volatility, highly volatile. Okay. And we also had the word pose significant risks. So what is pose risks? To pose risks is to present potential dangers or problems. Pose risks. Remember this collocation. You can pose a risk on something. For example, cryptocurrencies can pose risks due to their volatility and lack of regulation. And we also have the phrase lack of regulation. It's the absence of laws or rules governing something. For example, the lack of regulation in cryptocurrency market increases risk. Yes, you can have high risks because it is not regulated. There is lack of regulation. Okay, that's good. I think we can proceed with our third response. For our third response, I'm going to teach you the phrase cutting-edge technology. Cutting-edge technology. When we talk about cutting-edge technology, it means most advanced technology, something that's amazing, like highly advanced, something that's very developed, that's high technology, that's cutting-edge technology. For example, the meaning is the most advanced and innovative technology. So consider the cutting-edge technology that is often associated with cryptocurrencies. That's one phrase that you can have in mind. And the other word is, let's talk about cyber theft. Yeah. Cyber theft. Cyber means related to cyberspace, the internet. And cyber theft is stealing digital information such as money or data via the internet. So that's cyber theft. Now, what I want to encourage you to do is to use those two words, cutting-edge technology, which means advanced technology, and cyber theft to talk about cryptocurrencies. I'll give you an example. My answer would be cryptocurrencies can be a blessing or a curse. The fact that they are often associated with cutting-edge technology means technology enthusiasts can really enjoy using them, and it means you might also have some profits. But on the other side, on the other hand, or on the flip side of the coin, cyber theft is a real possibility, and you need to be careful with the money that you have and make sure that you don't have it stolen. So I try to use both cyber theft and cutting-edge technology. Now I'm going to read the response that we have here. Cryptocurrencies offer a unique investment opportunity, particularly for those interested in cutting-edge technology and digital finance. However, the market's unpredictability and the potential for cyber theft or hacking make it a challenging and risky investment. It's crucial to stay informed and approach with caution. Yes. Now I'm going to read it part by part. Cryptocurrencies offer a unique investment opportunity. A unique investment opportunity means a very special or rare chance to invest. For example, cryptocurrencies are seen as a unique investment opportunity for tech-savvy individuals. Tech-savvy means those who are very good at technology, those who are very wise and knowledgeable with technology. Particularly for those interested in cutting-edge technology. We have the phrase interested in. Notice the collocation and the preposition in. Interested in doing something. That's something we need to remember. The other one is cutting-edge technology. We talked about this. Cutting-edge is the most advanced and innovative technology. For example, blockchain is a cutting-edge technology behind cryptocurrencies. Let's continue. However, the market's unpredictability and the potential for cyber theft or hacking make it a challenging and risky investment. The market's unpredictability. Unpredictability is the quality of being difficult to predict. Unpredictability. So we have ability, we have on as prefix and suffix. So we make unpredictability, the fact that you cannot predict something. For example, the unpredictability of cryptocurrency prices makes it a risky investment. Before, we also had the phrase digital finance. I didn't read that for you. Digital finance is financial transactions conducted electronically. For example, cryptocurrencies are a key part of the digital finance revolution. Let's continue. However, the market's unpredictability and the potential for cyber theft or hacking. So what is cyber theft? Cyber theft is stealing digital information, such as money or data via the internet. For example, investors need to be aware of the risks of cyber theft in the cryptocurrency space. Back to the paragraph. It's crucial to stay informed and approach with caution. Approach with caution means to handle or deal with something carefully to avoid risks. When we say approach with caution, it means be careful. For example, cryptocurrencies should be approached with caution due to their volatility. Okay, let's continue to our fourth response. But maybe after a quick pause, so you can have the time to maybe just rest a little bit. I don't know. I want to use this opportunity, this rest, as a point to remind you that I'm not giving you financial advice here. I'm not an expert in that field. I'm merely trying to teach you the vocabulary that you need to have conversations about finance. The vocabulary that you learn here can be helpful for you to go to the experts and learn about real financial advice that you can get from them. So this is just a doorstep. We're just learning vocabulary in English, and we're using some text as the context on which we can learn those words. This is not financial advice. This is just about improving your English. That's one thing I wanted to say again. And the other is the importance of pausing the videos and using those words and trying to improve your speaking by practicing it. Now, let's learn a phrase here for our fourth response. It's the word payoff. Payoff is when you make an investment and then it is successful and you see good results. It doesn't have to be money or finance related. It can be anything that is a form of investment, even investment in yourself. For example, education or like learning English is something that will pay off. You're investing your time, you're investing your energy, and maybe even your money, but this is something that will pay off over time. So when you say something pays off, it means it is worth it. It was a necessary step, it was important, and then you put some effort, it was difficult, but then you see good results. Then that's the word payoff. It means to result in success or benefit. Another word that we can learn is hype. Hype is a kind of like an exaggerated mood, exaggerated publicity or excitement, where everyone is excited for something. There is a hype. For example, there is a lot of hype around cryptocurrencies, but investors should be cautious. All right, now what I want to do is to use those two words, payoff and hype, to answer the question, what do you think about cryptocurrencies? This is my personal view. It's not sound financial advice. This is just a view, but I'm trying to use those two words, hype and payoff. So I would say if you do a lot of research and learn about cryptocurrencies, buying some might pay off in the long run, especially if you only allocate a small part of your portfolio to them. Because if you buy too much, it might increase your risk too much. So allocating a small part of your portfolio to high-risk investments, including cryptocurrencies, can pay off in the long run. And you need to be very careful with the hype around them, because there is a lot of hype around cryptocurrencies. So what you need to do is just buy at some point and maybe even forget that you have it, and years later sell it when it's at a high price, and do not pay too much attention to fluctuations that happen and all the hype around buying and selling at specific points. All that excitement that might be dangerous for your health and also a bad financial decision. So there I try to use those two words, payoff and hype. Now we can read the text here. Investing in cryptocurrencies can pay off if you get it at the right time, but it's easy to get caught up in the hype and end up losing money. The market is known to go up and down quickly, so it's important to keep an eye on trends and not rush into decisions. So it's basically saying you just need to be careful. You shouldn't rush into decisions. You should keep an eye on trends, and you should make sure that you're not caught up in the hype. It means you don't get carried away. Now I'm going to read it part by part. Investing in cryptocurrencies can pay off if you get it at the right time. So it can pay off. As we said before, payoff is to result in success, and for an investment to bring fruit, to result in success or benefit. For example, investing early in Bitcoin paid off for many people. Many people who bought Bitcoin early, it paid off for them. But it's easy to get caught up in the hype. To get caught up in the hype, it means you become involved in something unintentionally. Get caught up in something is to get very much involved, deeply involved in something. For example, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a rising market. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a rising market. So that's getting caught up in something. It's to get involved in it unintentionally. All right. And hype, we already talked about the word hype. Hype is an exaggerated publicity or excitement. For example, there is a lot of hype around cryptocurrencies, but investors should be cautious. The other word we have here is end up. End up losing money. End up is used when we talk about the end result of something. When we talk about the end result, we say, I end up doing so. For example, if you check the financial, trends all the time, if you're checking stock prices and cryptocurrency prices all the time, you might end up getting stressed out. It means at the end, that is the result that you will see. You might end up being stressed out or burned out. So it's a good idea to make wise investments and with the money that you don't need for long term and just forget about it. Years later, maybe for your retirement, you can use it like after 20, 30 years, and you'll be sure to have made some good money with the compound interest and everything. So that's end up. You'll end up having a lot of money. If you invest in good shares and good stuff like gold, over the long term, you'll end up having a lot of money. It will pay off at the end. All right, so that's the word end up. It means to have an end result. Let's continue. The market is known to go up and down quickly, so it's important to keep an eye on trends. To keep an eye on. When you say to keep an eye on something, it means to watch, to monitor or watch something closely. For example, investors need to keep an eye on market trends before making decisions. Yes, you need to keep an eye on market trends. If you're making short-term decisions, obviously this is not true if you are making long-term decisions from my perspective. Keep an eye on something is to monitor it closely. And not rush into decisions. Rush into something is to make a decision or start something too quickly without careful consideration. We usually use the phrase sleep on it. Whenever there is an important decision you need to make, it's a good idea to sleep on it. It means you go to bed, you wake up the next day, you give yourself some time, and then you make the decision. And here we have the opposite thing, rush into a decision. It means you make a decision in a hasty manner without careful consideration. Here's an example. It's important not to rush into investments without thorough research. We talked about this before. Thorough research is complete research. All right. This is good. I think we learned a lot of good vocabulary here. Let me just add this word end up here into your notes. Okay, good. Now we can continue with our fifth response. Okay, so here I want to teach you two words. One is high returns. High returns means good profit from your investment. Substantial profits from an investment is high returns. Another one is attractive or appealing. The word appealing means attractive or interesting. If something is appealing to you, it's interesting to you. All right. Let's review. High returns, which means good profit, and appealing, which means attractive or interesting. All right, I'm going to try to respond to this question myself using these two words. And I also would like to encourage you to do the same thing. Maybe before you hear my response, you can pause the video right now. All right, now I'm going to answer the question. The question is, what do you think about investing in cryptocurrencies? We are going to use the words high returns and also appealing. Yes. Okay. So I can totally see why cryptocurrencies are such an appealing investment option for many people. It's really appealing to see a market where people have seen high returns. You've seen lots of people, lots of your friends talking about high returns that they've had, and it makes it really appealing. But you need to be aware of all the risks associated with it, and you just need to have a strategy in place. Okay, I'm trying to throw in even more vocabulary from this text. We have the words aware of, which means you need to be conscious or informed about something. So I say you need to be aware of all the risks associated with it. And associated with means connected or related to it. Okay, now I'm going to read the response. Cryptocurrencies are gaining popularity as an investment, particularly among young investors. The potential for high returns is appealing, but they are also associated with high levels of risks and volatility. It's important for investors to be aware of the risks and have a strategy in place before investing. Now I'm going to read it part by part. Cryptocurrencies are gaining popularity. This is a very interesting collocation. Gain popularity. To become popular, gain popularity. It means to become more liked or accepted. For example, cryptocurrencies are gaining popularity as more people learn about them. As more people learn about cryptocurrencies, they are gaining popularity. The potential for high returns is appealing. High returns, we talked about this before, it means substantial profits from an investment. For example, investors are attracted to cryptocurrencies because of the potential for high returns. People are interested in and attracted to cryptocurrencies because of the potential for high returns, potential for good profits to be made. The potential for high returns is appealing. We talked about the word appealing. It means attractive or interesting. Okay, appealing. Let's continue. They are also associated with high levels of risks and volatility. They're associated with. Associated with means they are connected to or related to. For example, high returns are often associated with high risk. Yeah, this is this is the golden rule of investment, I suppose. High returns are associated with high risks. The more risks you're willing to take, the more returns you can have. So associated with, two things are connected, associated with. And it's important for investors to be aware of the risks. To be aware of something is to know about it. To be conscious or informed about something, that's aware of something. Investors need to be aware of the risks associated with cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's basically the text here. I don't think there's anything else that's important here. We can continue to our last response. And for this response, we want to learn some words like tempting. This is a very interesting word, tempting. Tempting and temptation, they are connected. Temptation is some kind of like a feeling that you cannot control. It's like a feeling to do something, like a craving, basically. It's an appealing and tempting as an adjective is appealing and hard to resist. Yeah, this is a good word to describe it. Hard to resist. If something is tempting, it's hard to resist. And a temptation is something that is hard to resist. For example, if you're on a diet, you might have the temptation of like, okay, let's go and have something sweet. You need to resist that temptation. We resist temptations because they're not good. Temptation is a appealing feeling. And tempting is appealing and hard to resist. So that's our first word, tempting. If something is tempting, we need to be able to resist it because it's hard to resist and it's usually a bad thing. And another phrase that we can learn here is diversified portfolio. A diversified portfolio means you have a list of different types of investments, not just one thing. All right, so let's try to answer the question using these two words, diversified portfolio and tempting. You can pause the video at this point and answer this question. The question is, what do you know about investing in cryptocurrencies? What do you think about them? And my response would be, I can totally get it that it's tempting. When people talk about the high returns of cryptocurrencies, it's very tempting and you want to do it yourself. But you need to proceed with caution. You need to be careful. You need to diversify your portfolio. It's a good idea to have a small amount of your portfolio in cryptocurrencies, in good choices of them. And then you can have the rest of your portfolio with medium to low risk investments, like some types of maybe ETFs and gold and some other types of investment that are, or real estate maybe, some other safer options. So you can diversify your portfolio. You're buying different types of things, real estate, gold, stocks, bonds. Bonds are a safe option, for example. And then you're diversifying your portfolio and you're also keeping a small amount of your portfolio with cryptocurrencies. because the temptation of having a large part of your portfolio with high risk assets like cryptocurrencies, that's not a good temptation, that's dangerous. So I try to use those words: temptation, tempting, and diversified portfolio. Now, let me read the response here. Investing in cryptocurrencies can be tempting, especially with the potential for high returns. However, the market is still relatively new and subject to extreme volatility. Investors should proceed with caution, ensuring they're comfortable with the level of risk and have diversified their portfolio accordingly. Now I'm going to read it part by part. Investing in cryptocurrencies can be tempting. We talked about this word tempting. It means appealing and hard to resist. For example, the potential for quick profits makes cryptocurrencies tempting for many people. Another example with tempting could be a cake can be a tempting thing for many people, especially those who are on diet. Let's continue. Especially with the high returns. However, the market is relatively new. Relatively means comparatively. Relatively new is comparatively recent. For example, cryptocurrencies are still relatively new in the investor world or investment world. And subject to extreme volatility. Subject to means they're exposed to. It can happen to them. They're subject to extreme volatility. It means a lot of volatility can happen around them. We talked about volatility before is unpredictability and fluctuations. We don't need to learn it here. You need to proceed with caution. Investors should proceed with caution. Proceed with caution means to move forward carefully to avoid risks. Move forward carefully to avoid risks. That's proceed with caution. Okay. For example, it's wise to proceed with caution when investing in unregulated markets. Yes, when a market is unregulated, you need to proceed with caution. Let's continue. Ensuring they're comfortable with the level of risk and have diversified their portfolio accordingly. Diversified portfolio is spread out investments across different assets to reduce risk. When you spread your investment across different assets, you're reducing your risk. Having a diversified portfolio helps manage the risk of investing in volatile markets. And at the end of the text, we have the word accordingly. Accordingly means in a way that is suitable or appropriate. Investors should adjust their strategies accordingly to market changes. So when the market changes, you need to change your strategy accordingly. Let's make another example. You're learning English. Before, we used to learn English in classrooms, but now we have new technology. So as technology changes, we change our learning strategy accordingly. Now we have new technology, so we have new ways of learning English. We're changing how we learn English according to the changes that happen. Okay, that was the last response for this question. I hope it's been helpful for you. I hope you've been pausing the videos and practicing your speaking, and you've learned lots of vocabulary. I hope having learned this vocabulary, these words, now you can watch the real experts in this field, and you can get real good financial advice from them before making any investments. I hope it's been helpful. Have a good day.